All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. Everyone should be able to hear my sound. I have to use my computer sound. I'm having some problems with my headset this morning, but we're going to go with the sound off my computer, as well as you should be able to see my opening screen, which says the power of testimonials. Let me go ahead and increase this a little bit. Now, today's presentation is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to get into the anatomy or the makeup of a testimonial. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of today's presentation, give you an example of how to adapt a testimonial. What I want you to understand is the power of testimonials. And so what I did is I did a Google search. I found this great article, 20 impactful statistics and 7 reasons to include testimonials in your marketing campaign. Now, in the title, you see the 7 highlighted in yellow. And the reason for that is when I originally found this, they didn't have the 7 in the title. I added it because it's 7 reasons to include testimonials, 20 impactful statistics. I'm not going to cover the 20 impactful statistics. I'll make this PDF available in the Tuesday newsletter that we send out every Tuesday, which will have a recording of today's presentation as well as a link to this PDF. That way, if you want to see these reasons and statistics, you can. This link here will also be live to take you to the original article. But I do want to go through the reasons, and then we'll build out from there. The first reason that you can see is marketing executives at competing companies know the value of social proof and are using testimonials in their content marketing regularly. And this is important to understand, is that people who actually do marketing understand the power of testimonials. And I wanted to pull this one. Again, I told you I'm not going to go through the 20 impactful statistics, but I do want to give you this one. Customer testimonials and case studies are considered the most effective content marketing tactics, identified by 89% and 88% respectively of B2B marketers. That means that about 90% of people who are marketing business to business understand the power of testimonials as well as the power of case studies to be able to effectively present their product to the people that they're marketing to. Now, reason number 2 is testimonials create an emotional appeal for your branding and help convey your overall brand message. Earlier, before we started recording, Judy Feldhausen shared basically a testimonial of people who are in this business of marketing to people, sharing how just wrapping sandwiches, using a product that wraps sandwiches, if you tie the sandwich wrapper to a testimonial of people actually using it and how it's helped their family, that whole emotional aspect brings greater sales to a simple thing like a wrapper for a sandwich. So this whole aspect of testimonials and creating an emotional appeal is extremely important to be able to harness that. Reason number 3, video testimonials help boost your email marketing conversions. Now, I can tell you that my video testimonials that are up on YouTube, 99% of my customer base comes through my videos. Videos work. And if you incorporate those same videos that I'm using to attract people to your Synergy business, you can use those videos in your emails by providing a link. We've shown this in the past. Let me just go up here. If you enter in your browser window oursynergyfamily.com, that's a website that we created for our organization, but that website is available to everyone in Synergy worldwide. And if you scroll down, you're going to find the library. If you click on the icon for the library, you're going to go into what we call the Synergy library. If you click here where it says Health and Business Video Library, you're going to go into the next section of that library. And if you click on the health videos, we have the older health videos and how nitric oxide therapy addresses different health issues like African American health and Alzheimer's disease and cholesterol concerns and diabetic complications. high blood pressure, PTSD, Raynaud's syndrome, sexual health or sexual function, stroke prevention, the secret to cardiovascular health, women's heart health, wound healing. But we also have the updated videos where we've rebranded those videos on how nitric oxide therapy addresses athletic performance, wound healing, cognitive function, sexual function, diabetic complications, high blood pressure, and heart disease in Black Americans. Rebranded, as we've been telling people, your marketing strategy is all about nitric oxide therapy. If you talk in terms of nitric oxide therapy, if you take your testimonials and you do your testimonials in terms of nitric oxide therapy, there's more that you can say with regards to what nitric oxide therapy can do to help people than doing ProArginine Plus. Because if you do ProArginine Plus, then you get into trouble with Synergy Worldwide, you get in potential trouble with the government because now you're making claims to a product. But if you talk in terms of what nitric oxide therapy did, what were you feeling before you started nitric oxide therapy? How do you feel now that you're on nitric oxide therapy? What was your blood pressure before you started nitric oxide therapy? What's your blood pressure now that you've been using nitric oxide therapy to naturally address that cardiovascular concern? And then have the person provide that information. You can then do that without getting into any trouble with Synergy Worldwide, any trouble with the federal government. And when people then want to know, well, what product should I use? The answer is our product of choice is ProArginine Plus from Synergy Worldwide, and here are the reasons why. And I've shared these reasons before. I'll just do it quickly on today's presentation. First off, it's the only L-arginine supplement recognized by the medical community. Secondly, it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the marketplace. And the beauty about this product is that there's 262 verified quality assurance steps so that I know that you're going to always get the same reproducible results. And if for some reason you don't, it comes with a 120-day money-back guarantee. Now let's go back to our presentation reasons. So video testimonials are important. And I guess I want to click back to this. If you have a person with high blood pressure, as I've shared in the past, put your cursor over the video, right-click, copy the video URL, and then you can paste that URL into the email that you're sending to that individual. Reason number 4, photo and video testimonials help increase your social media engagement. That means that if you're on platforms like Facebook or Twitter, because in Twitter I can do a Twitter I have a Twitter account. I haven't been on Twitter for most likely 4 years or more. So whatever the number of characters that they give you, you can make that statement and you can put in a URL that a person on Twitter, when they get your Twitter feed, they can link onto that URL that you've got in your Twitter message, and it will take them directly to that video. If you're on Facebook, you can put the URL in a post on Facebook, and then the video will show, and people can go and they can click on it and watch it. So there's so many things that you can do from a social media engagement standpoint to be able to post photos and video testimonials of how nitric oxide therapy has helped your client. Again, always in terms of nitric oxide therapy, create the interest. They'll want more information. That information will allow you then to share our product of choice, ProArginine Plus. And then reason number 5, instantly boost the sales of your product or services by using testimonials to influence leads. As I've shared in a Saturday presentation, for all of us that live in metropolitan areas, there is meetup.com. You can go to meetup.com and you can find people who are meeting in your area that you can go to attend. Or you can look for lead clubs that are in your area that you can go to attend. Typically, if you go to a leads club, the first 1 or 2 visits are free, or you pay for your breakfast or your lunch. And then you typically have a 45-minute to 60-second ability to give what we call your elevator speech. So for example, something that I would do if I was going to a leads club. Hi, my name is Dan Hammer, and I'm all about nitric oxide therapy. In fact, nitric oxide therapy is Nobel Prize winning information that can naturally address almost every cardiovascular health issue. So let me ask you an example. How many people here either have someone or know someone who has high blood pressure? Please raise your hand. And then I would wait for everyone to raise their hand. And I would say, for every person who's raised their hand, here's what nitric oxide therapy did for one of my clients. Their blood pressure was 160/90. And when they began to apply nitric oxide therapy, it took their blood pressure to 112/68. That's the impact of nitric oxide therapy. So anyone here who would be interested, I've got a fantastic video that I can send you that will help you understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally address high blood pressure. Just see me after today, after the meeting ends. Thank you, and I appreciate the time to be able to talk to you. Again, Dan Hammer, nitric oxide therapy. And that's your elevator speech. I may not say it the same way every time, but what it does is it gives you the ability to create interest. People who are interested will come talk to you at the end of the event, and then you can get their name, their email address, and you can then send them one of the videos to be able to share with them. You can also send them in that email a testimonial. I'll show you what that looks like when we get towards the end of today's presentation. Going on to number 6, video testimonials create more impactful landing pages. Things that I do from a marketing standpoint always have on my landing pages, always have some type of video that goes on there. We have our replicated websites from Synergy Worldwide, which typically don't have videos on there. But if you're doing anything from a marketing standpoint and decide to create for yourself on the internet a landing page, having a testimonial on that landing page is extremely important in helping you to make that landing page more impactful. And then the 7th reason is testimonials help facilitate word of mouth promotion by increasing trust and incentive. Again, testimonials are third-party validation to the benefit of nitric oxide therapy. Or if you're marketing the microbiome, video testimonials of people who've had success on implementing the biome products from Synergy Worldwide, you want to talk about changing the microbiome, changing gut health, and then our product of choice is the microbiome products from Synergy Worldwide. Now, where can you find resources on testimonials? Well, again, you want to go to our Synergy Family website, specifically to the testimonial section. So let me show you where that's located. We've created a website for our Synergy Family. That's what we call ourselves. This website is for our organization, but we don't restrict it to just our organization. There's people on this morning's call this morning that are part of my organization, part of Dane's organization, but they're also part of other people's organizations in Synergy Worldwide. So we have this website. We make it available to anyone in Synergy Worldwide because we believe in the mission statement that you see at the top of the website, blessing lives with better health as we build a vibrant network marketing business in Synergy Worldwide. And as you scroll down, once you go onto this homepage, and the URL is pretty simple, oursynergyfamily.com, you'll see these icons. We've covered these different icons in other webinars, but today we want to look at the testimonial icon. If you click on the icon for testimonials, it will take you to this page. Same picture that I used for today's presentation and testimonials. And what we have some very powerful video testimonials that you can find. We have one from David Munoz on diabetic complications. We have my interview with Dr. James Owry. Dr. Owry was a very famous cardiothoracic surgeon. Well, I say was because he's no longer practicing. He's still alive. So he's alive. He's in his 70s. He might even be coming close to being in his 80s. But Dr. Owry is a triathlete who's one of the top triathletes in his age category, and this is my interview with him. His son Jeremy is also a highly regarded triathlete for his age category, the over 50 category. And again, it's my interview with Jeremy Oury. Both of them are powerful when you're looking at athletic performance. So if you're dealing with a person who wants to take their athletic performance to the next level, then those are great videos. To being able to help people. Then David Munoz has done an excellent job of giving us some testimonials, video testimonials in Spanish. I can't understand them, but if I have a person that I'm working with whose native language is Spanish or who understands Spanish, then I can send these videos to them. And this one here is on foot pain. This one is more energy, overall health. Now, I also have some additional videos on athletic performance. This is Pat Wheely. Pat Wheely is now most likely in his 60s. When this was done, it was in his late 50s. And he talks about how nitric oxide therapy made a huge difference in his ability to continue to coach baseball in his late 50s, especially being able to throw baseballs without getting fatigue in his shoulder. Jessica Storch is an athlete. She's a Golden Glove winner in boxing, and she again shares how nitric oxide therapy benefited her and her product of choice, ProAgent Plus. I also pulled these videos for the Black community. Gary Denson, he has a phenomenal video on what nitric oxide therapy did for him, specifically ProAgent Plus. And then there's a great video from Lee Horton and Earl White talking about the benefits of ProAgent Plus. I pulled these from the internet through YouTube. You can go to YouTube, you can type in ProAgent Plus testimonials, and you'll see a wide range of testimonials that come up to you, or come up. This is another 2 videos that David did for Spanish. I found this off of the Global Health Makeover website, so that if you have people in Great Britain, the United Kingdom, over in Europe, that you're looking to help them understand the power of the synergy products and the business opportunity. This is a long video, but I like some of the format. The only thing I didn't like about it is she never ever told me what her name is. So I'm not sure if that was done purposely, but it's always nice to have a name attached to a video. Then one of the things that we did about a year ago is we did a Saturday presentation on the anatomy of a good testimonial. And I utilized Donald Clark's testimonial because I worked with Donald Clark to shape his testimonial to make sure that it was compliant with Synergy Worldwide. And the key to making things compliant is not to talk about ProArch9 Plus. The way that you make things compliant is to talk about nitric oxide therapy and how nitric oxide therapy did this and that and this for me. And my product of choice, or our product of choice, is ProArch9 Plus, and here's the reasons why. I'll come to this in just a little bit more as I'm going to take one of Donald's testimonials, and I'm going to show you how you can adapt that to your own purposing. This is the video that we did for that Saturday presentation. So you can click on the image to a PDF that shows you the exact process that we went through to get Donald's testimonial approved by Synergy Worldwide, going through compliance. And then this is the actual Saturday presentation. Now, like I shared at the beginning of today's presentation, I'm not going to talk about the actual aspect of a testimonial. I'm going to show you it today in an example, but here is a video that we did on a Saturday presentation on how to effectively share your testimonial. So I'd rather not redo some stuff that we've done in the past. I want to give you some fresh information and help you understand where to find these testimonials so that you can implement the power of testimonials to help you grow your Synergy business. There's also a great website that Bob Wishmeyer takes care of that has video testimonials. So if you go and click on this image, it's going to take you directly into the Global Health Makeover website that Bob Wishmeyer runs and oversees and keeps current. He does a fantastic job, and it takes you directly to the video testimonial page where you can find videos based upon individuals as well as different issues like blood pressure. And all these videos will most likely talk in terms of ProArts-9 Plus as opposed to talking in terms of nitric oxide therapy. But they're here, and what you want to do is you want to go through and you want to listen to the testimonials. Find the ones in video format that you really like, and then, like I always share with people, open up a document on your computer, a Word document, and then title the Word document Favorite Testimonials. And then when you come to a testimonial, whether it be video or whether it be one of the things that are on the Our Synergy Family website, I'll show you how to do this for both. You just take your cursor and put your cursor over the video, you right click, and then you just copy link address, and then you go to your Word document and you paste the link address into the Word document. And then my suggestion would be put a name to that testimonial and a brief summary of what that testimonial is all about. If you want to go further, listen to their testimonial and then rewrite their testimonial in the framework of nitric oxide therapy, what nitric oxide therapy did for this individual. And that way you can be able to use that testimonial without you getting into problems with Synergy Worldwide and without making medical claims to ProArts-9 Plus. It's always something that we've got to make sure that when we share a testimonial, we do it in a way that doesn't create claims for ProArts-9 Plus, but showing what nitric oxide therapy can do for people. And then our product of choice is ProArts-9 Plus. If you go back to here, again, let's say that you liked Earl White's testimonial. You just hover your cursor over the video, right click, copy video URL, and then you paste it up onto your document. Now, there are some things that are also available to you that are in PDF form. This is the High Desert Heart Institute. That was a study that was done in 2009. The High Desert Heart Institute, basically that study gave a huge amount of credibility to ProArts-9 Plus, began the process of the medical community recognizing ProArts-9 Plus as the best L-arginine supplement in the world. The highest, the exact quote is ProArts-9 Plus is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, end of quote, from the physician's desk reference. So this here, if you click on it, again, will open up a PDF that gives you the study format, gives you the results of the study, gives you the participants that were in the study. Actually, if you click on this image, this is an old interview between with Dr. Siva Arusalam and John Hewitt. And again, he talks about how ProArts-9 Plus made such a significant difference in the health of the people that were in the study. So you have all the information that's there. And again, you know, this has not been updated since it was published, but we've been in the physician's desk reference since 2014. So that includes 2014, 2015. I can see there's a spelling or a mistake there in terms of the date. 2016, 17, 18, 19. For 6 straight years, ProArts-9 Plus has been in the physician's desk reference as, quote, the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world. Again, that's a testimonial. You know, I use that all the time. I use it as a testimonial from the medical community. I say to people who ask me, well, why should I use your product as opposed to the other products that are in the marketplace? And I'll say to that person, you know, that's a great question. And I can give you, you know, all my reasons, but let's look at someone who doesn't have a relationship with Synergy Worldwide. That would be the physician's desk reference. That's the main reference book that physicians use on guidelines for what they would suggest to their patients. And ProArginine Plus has been listed for the last 6 consecutive years. And the first line quote from the physician's desk reference is, quote, ProArginine Plus is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, end of quote. Now, I just made that statement, but I didn't make the statement. That's the medical community telling to you that if you want the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, then you need to be on ProArginine Plus. Now, that's a testimonial from the physician's desk reference that you can use to, again, help separate you from the rest of the competition. So you have that available to you. We work with, here in Chicago, we work with Danielle Giordano with the Chicago Sky. That's the women's professional basketball team. In 2013, it was the Chicago Sky study, which would be great for helping people see how ProArginine Plus helped to improve people's overall health and wellness. So again, it's another great testimonial to the power of ProArginine Plus in helping people improve their overall health. If you click on this one will give you general testimonials of people, Donald Clark, severe peripheral arterial disease, my wife and her high blood pressure, Miss Arizona, high blood pressure, multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue, George Pierce, and some of the heart issues. In fact, I actually have this one in an even greater documentation. If you go to this one here, let's say that you have a person who is concerned about some blockages in their heart and other issues with regards to that. George Pierce's testimonial is just a phenomenal testimonial to be able, and again, how I worked with George personally on this one, how nitric oxide therapy changed my life. Everything is written in the aspect of nitric oxide therapy. Gives a longer presentation, but it also in this presentation gives actual results of his scans so that people can see how he had a 20% reduction in blockages in the 7 areas within his heart. Some of them were greater than 20%, some of them were a little bit less than 20%. Overall, a 20% reduction in the 7 blockages within his heart. So again, this is a great PDF that you can use for a person who might be dealing with some of those issues. Now, I also have on here people who have shared with me testimonials. So I worked with Dan Garoy, how nitric oxide therapy helped him with his stage 3 kidney disease. I've worked with Donald Clark, and then Donald's on the call today, this morning, and I've taken this testimonial and I've copied it and pasted it, and I'm going to show you how you can adapt the person's testimonial to be able to use it in an email or other ways. And I'll show you that in a little bit. So I'm not going to go through that until we get there. Betsy has provided a long testimonial in regards to how the different products and different products from Synergy Worldwide have benefited her in different areas. And then we've got a testimonial from Jeff Waldrop. Again, nitric oxide therapy helped me address cardiovascular health concerns. I've got one from David Munoz. I've got one from Sid Milch, how nitric oxide therapy helped me enjoy the benefits of this miracle molecule. Again, powerful testimonials that you can use and adapt. So when I say adapt, what does that look like? So I took and copied Donald's testimonial. Nitric oxide therapy helped me with my peripheral arterial disease. As you can see by my picture, I'm not 29. In fact, I'm now in my 70s. In 2007, I was diagnosed with peripheral arterial disease, which caused me severe leg pain. My pain was so bad that I couldn't walk without pain. Then my cardiologist recommended the amino acid L-arginine. In 6 weeks, I experienced a 50% improvement in blood flow. As I did research in this area, I came across information on nitric oxide therapy. And as I added additional ingredients to optimize my nitric oxide production, I experienced the following: My doctor is taking me off of all medications. My blood pressure is back in the normal range, going from 155 over 90 to 110 over 67. My cholesterol has gone from over 215 to 191. And at my last ABI test, my cardiologist stated that I had, quote, the arteries of a 29-year-old, end of quote. Now I want to help others enjoy the benefits of nitric oxide therapy, Donald Clark. Now, I read that so I can show you how I took that and how I would adapt that in an email. So let's say that I went to a meetup group, or I went to a leads club, or I implemented the email marketing strategy that is in your synergy funnel. Let me just again go here. You go onto our synergy family, you click on our synergy funnel, and if you scroll down here, what's step number one? Create awareness and attraction. What is one of our key strategies to do that? A simple email campaign for nitric oxide therapy. So let's say that I implemented that email campaign and I have someone who responds back to me with regards to my email campaign, and I understand from them that they have high blood pressure. Well, I want to use a testimonial that will help them understand the power of nitric oxide therapy to naturally address their high blood pressure. So I could have this already printed off. I could create myself a Word document that I print off as a notebook so that if I'm on the telephone, I can quickly go to testimonials and be able to share with people in a narrative. And I just told you a key secret, making things a narrative. Or I could send this to a person who I know has high blood pressure. And I specifically want to tie this to a video on how nitric oxide therapy can help improve their blood pressure. So this is how I would adapt Donald's testimonial. I'm talking to you on the telephone. You've indicated to me that you have high blood pressure. I'm just going to pick a name, Jane. Jane, I'd like to share with you a testimonial from one of my colleagues. His name is Donald Clark, who had high blood pressure and peripheral arterial disease, what we call PAD. In 2007, he was diagnosed with PAD, which caused him severe leg pain. His cardiologist recommended nitric oxide therapy through the use of the amino acid L-arginine. In 6 weeks, Donald had a 50% improvement in blood flow. That got his attention, and he started researching nitric oxide therapy. He discovered that there were other additional ingredients that could optimize his nitric oxide production. And when he applied them, he experienced the following. His blood pressure went from 155 over 90 to the normal range of 110 over 67. His cholesterol dropped from 215 to 191. His physician took him off of all his medications. Jane, that's the power of nitric oxide therapy to address cardiovascular health concerns. Now, again, I'm sharing that as a narrative that most likely was less than a minute, 60 seconds in me sharing that. I could take that and I could put that into an email. Jane, we talked on the telephone that you have high blood pressure. I'd like to share with you a testimonial from one of my colleagues, and then I would just have that there, and then I could tie that testimonial to a video. Where would I find the video? Again, as we've shared in the past, if you go to our Synergy family and you click on our Synergy library, you can go into the library, you can click here for our health and business videos. And once you get up onto this section, just click on health videos. We have our older videos, and then we have our newer videos that are all tied towards nitric oxide therapy and how they address different things, how nitric oxide therapy addresses athletic performance, how nitric oxide therapy addresses healing, how nitric gesundheit, whoever sneezed there, if you could mute your phone, that would be great, or your computer. how nitric oxide therapy addresses cognitive function, sexual function, diabetic complications, high blood pressure, and then heart disease in Black Americans. So if I've got, again, Jane, and I send Jane an email, Jane, good talking with you. Sorry to hear that you're dealing with issues of high blood pressure. As I shared with you, here's my colleague, or if I didn't share that, I have a colleague named, Donald Clark. I just copy and paste that. And then I would do this. I would take this, copy video URL. Let's go back to this. So I have this in my email. That's the power of nitric oxide therapy to help address health concerns. Jane, here is a link to a video that will help you understand exactly what Donald Clark came to know, how nitric oxide therapy can be a natural way to address high blood pressure issues. And then I would just paste that in. So let me show you, let me close these two off because I have to get to. So if you opened up a Word document, and opening up your Word document, that right click that I did, right click and then paste, there's the URL link. So again, I would craft my email on a Word document, and then I would just copy and paste. So again, I could go into this presentation here, and what can I do? I can take exactly what I put here, do my introduction. Dear Jane, sorry to hear about your high blood pressure concerns. I'd like to share with you a testimony from one of my colleagues. Again, because it didn't put in the paragraphs, just go in here and edit it. Here's a great video on how nitric oxide therapy naturally addresses high blood pressure. If you find value in this information, let's talk further. So again, what did I do? I crafted in less than 3 minutes an email that I could send to a person who has high blood pressure, all by using resources that are available to you on our Synergy family. And again, in this case, I already did some pre-work for myself because I took Donald Clark's testimonial and I made an adaptation to that testimonial, all in the aspect of nitric oxide therapy. So I will not get into any trouble with Synergy Worldwide, nor with the federal government making these claims to ProRx9 Plus. And then as I talk with Jane, and if this information resonates with Jane or whoever that person is that I'm sharing this information with, we're going to come to a conversation about what product to use. And that's when I use our product of choice is ProRx9 Plus. Why? Because it's the only one recognized by the medical community, been listed for 6 straight years now in the physician's desk reference as, quote, the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, end of quote. It's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the marketplace, clinically proven to produce higher levels of nitric oxide, do it more rapidly than L-arginine alone. More importantly, it's clinically proven to prevent vascular inflammation, the underlying cause of almost all cardiovascular health issues. And the beauty about this product is they use 262 verified quality assurance steps so that I know you are going to get the same reproducible results like Donald Clark got, that I shared you that testimonial about. The additional ingredients that he found were in Pro-Arginine Plus. That's the product that Donald used. And if for some reason you don't get the results, it comes with a 120-day money-back guarantee. So what do you've got to lose? Except maybe finding a natural way to address that high blood pressure concern. Now, do I have any questions from anyone with regards to what I'm showing you in today's presentation?
Hey, Dan, this is Judy.
Yes, Judy.
What I like about this is it makes it so easy because you have third-party validation. It's not, this is what it did for me, It's, here's someone else that says something. Here are several someone else's that have said something. So it really helps to elevate your worth in the client's eyes because you have so much information and it's just such a simple thing to do. And I'm sure we will at some point do how to follow up so that you don't leave it to that customer to call you back. So, the fortune's in the follow-up. And, what we're sharing today is just this amazing way to share a testimonial. And there's so many out there that you can personalize it for your potential customer. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Judy. And you make a good point because it's like, this is one of my colleagues or this is one of my clients. And again, rather than sharing your testimonial with a person which then has a bias to it, you're sharing someone else's testimonial as a third-party validation. That's a great point that you brought up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else with any comments or questions for me before we say goodbye?
Good morning, Dan. This is Dave. How are you?
Good, David. Yourself?
I'm doing well, Dan. I just wanted to reemphasize that I use the testimonials all the time, especially you're saying about people we know. That has been invaluable because in our community, and of course the Hispanic community in Chicago, most of my distributors that I have here are first clients rather than being recruited for us as a cold recruit. They were clients, they experienced the difference, and they happen to be either business owners or people that work out of their house. And then they experience personally the transformation in their personal lives. So when people call me, whether it be through a commercial I might put out there in my marketing or because of word of mouth, they were referred to me, I always say, do you know this person at this location or this store? Have you heard of this store? And these stores also announce themselves on the radio station or are very common because they've been in the same location for many years. And they'll say, yes, I shop there all the time. I say, well, don't take my word for it. Ask the store owner what nitric oxide did for them, how this, powerful therapy changed their lives. And while you're there, buy it there. Go to that distributor and that location. And those heartfelt testimonials, Dan, because there's a difference in our Hispanic community. They like testimonials from people just like them. They don't like so much the polish or the razzmatazz they see on commercials. They want to hear it face to face. They want to know they want to know the source, and that's been very, very effective, Dan, in being able to drive across a message of how powerful it is when they could hear personally from someone that I'm referring them to, not necessarily myself. I'm referring them. Go see this person and ask them, and that's been pretty helpful in terms of driving traffic. In my organization, of course, and to my distributors.
David, since I've got you on the presentation this morning, can I ask a couple questions?
Sure, Dan.
have you, you've already indicated that you've seen testimonials boost your sales. Am I hearing that correctly?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so that's an absolute yes. That's just the marginal yes. That's an absolute yes that you've seen it improve your sales. So you've gotten video testimonials, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Mhm.
So you just use your phone, correct?
That's correct. I use it at the moment.
You use it at the moment. So you've delivered a product to a customer, or you're seeing a customer, and what do? Do you just ask, could I just get your testimonial? Is
Of
that what?
course, yeah. As we train here in our training down, we always uh, develop a friend. We make a friend. We establish a relationship. It could be immediate because they know you, or they've heard me on the radio, or they've heard of me, or it could be someone who's ordered the product uh, for the second or third time. And that's usually the scenario then, yeah, where I take advantage at the moment and ask them if they wouldn't mind helping other people by letting me record a short video testimonial.
So David, my question to you on using your phone to record a video, did you have to go to school and take like 10 hours of classes to learn how to use your phone to take a video?
Well, that's the power of technology these days, Dan. You could take a selfie in the same way you could take a selfie. You could take a video, just reverse it on your camera and shoot both of you, or just shoot or just ask permission and video the customer directly and let them do the talking.
Right.
So
So it's just a matter of doing it, isn't it?
it's a matter of doing it. It's a matter of saying something as simple as, I really appreciate your saying we're really changing the world, aren't we? Yes. I say, would you help me reach others and do the same thing? They need your help. Would you mind giving me a short? And I'll say a 1 minute, un minuto, testimonial. And they'll say, of course. And you've got to take advantage of that, of the moment, because of the moment they're really into it with you, and capitalize on their emotions. And of course they will give you a heartfelt testimonial on video, but you've got to do it at the moment. Yes.
Okay, and if a person is going to do that, a very simple format would be, so I'd like you to share with me, what was life like before you started nitric oxide therapy? What kind of issues were you dealing with? And have
And
them,
Dan, you said something, and I'm sorry, Dan, but I just said something very important earlier in the video, in the training. You said, I like the person to mention their name. And I always tell them, would you please start with your name and tell us how your life changed using, nitric oxide therapy. So
right.
yeah, they usually start with their name and they go from there.
And then, so what was it like before? What's it like now that you're using nitric oxide therapy? So it can be as simple as that. And then David, the last question I have for you before we see if there's anything else from anyone else from today's presentation is, have you used these videos on social media? And if you have, did you get a response?
I absolutely have, and absolutely have gotten a response. And because I've posted it more than once, and I'll post it on occasion. I don't want to bombard people with it, but certainly on occasion, maybe weekly, I'll post something and they will see it, and it goes into their subconscious. And sooner or later, Dan, they will have an event happen in their life, whether it be personally or through a loved one. Well, it will trigger something, and then I will get a phone call, sometimes a year into it, sometimes a lot sooner, immediate. And they'll say, I saw you on social media. Tell me more about this product that you've been talking about so much. And we take it from there.
And how long does it take you? I guess I got one more question, David. How long
Sure.
does it take you to post the video up on social media? Like 3 hours?
No, actually, Dan, with the technology we have these days, you can take the video and it's already an MP4 format, and you just turn it around and you post it immediately to your Facebook page. Or, of course, if you have some skill sets, you can actually make a formal video out of it and give you contact information if you want to put it on YouTube. But if it's a simple testimonial, you turn it around and post it on your Facebook page and put some comments in, and and a link if you want on the comment section. Simple as that. It's pretty quick.
So 5 minutes or less.
I'd say so.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
Sure thing, Dan.
Anyone else with any questions for me or David or Judy before we say goodbye?
Hello, Dan. It's Donald.
Hi, Donald. Did I capture your testimonial? accurately?
You certainly did, Dan. And I want to thank you for revisiting the way that we've gone through this over or the years. And what I want to talk about briefly is 4 years ago, I shared my story in Barbados, and a number of people, in fact, Barbados has exploded, so to speak, with the amount of product that's being used there. Not because of me, but the base. There was one person selling it on the island, and the base has expanded. The number of distributors there, and you've given me some excellent information, and to know that I've got to go back and kind of craft my story and put it in a video and all that stuff. So I want to thank you for awakening my senses today.
You're welcome, Donald. Appreciate you. Anyone else before we say goodbye? All right, I want to thank you for your time this morning. We'll be back next Saturday, same time, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I should have my audio and my headset fixed, and we'll be able to go from there. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day.